Welcome back to Detective Comments, the podcast where we look at how comics affect the real world. I'm David McCaffrey, and I try to be the detective who sifts through the noise to find the truth buried in comment sections, clickbait thumbnails, and just comics, DC comics in general. But there's something first that I wanted to address that's really been irritating me. Multiple YouTube videos have popped up recently with titles along the lines of screams of James Gunn booed off stage after Supergirl comic backfires, and James Gunn gets exposed by audience, and Craig Gillespie booed in regards to comments of Supergirl digital media, and so on and so forth. And they paint a picture of this humiliated director facing a revolt from major Comic-Con attendees and panels. But this is what I found when I've looked into reports on social media and news reports and videos from, people post videos from San Diego Comic-Con, and there's loads of articles, etc. If you, live in that world and you're interested in all that stuff on comicbook.com and IGN and so on and so forth. There's literally no credible reports from any mainstream outlets, even like Hollywood Reporter, Variety, Deadline, that say nothing other than received a hero's welcome during the Lanterns panel, any mention of Superman, Man of Tomorrow, and so on, Clayface. This whole booing narrative seems to trace back to like a handful of clickbait channels that seem to thrive on DC and superhero fan drama. And I find it really frustrating and disappointing that this is how the YouTube algorithm works. I know it does. That's why my videos don't get particularly many clicks and likes, because they're not rage baiting. And I deliberately do this channel and in plain sight because I don't want them to be rage baiting. That's the whole point. The rage baiting irritates me. So I always wanted to do something that trod the middle ground between things. Whether it's real world events or talking about comics. Because that's just not me. But that is how the algorithm works. I just can't bring myself to do it just to get more clicks and likes, and nor will I. I'd rather just do these videos and I enjoy them, and the one or two people who watch them and enjoy them, that is absolutely amazing too. But it's probably important on that note to understand the clickbait tactics, because understanding this method kind of helps us spot any patterns in fandom inaccuracies. And the first step is there's like a clickbait trap. And Mike Zero is the biggest person for doing this. I can't stand the man. He puts sensational headlines all in caps using booed, rage, destroyed, exposed. It's not informative. They're just provocative, aren't they? That's the whole point. They tap into negative bias that our human instinct instantly clicks on it because we're interested in conflict, especially if it's one of our least favorite franchises. So Marvel fans for DC and vice versa. And I clicked on it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done this video, would I? So it worked in whatever respect, even though I clicked on it because I didn't believe it and I wanted to hear what crap he was peddling as usual. But there's also the misleading thumbnails and the delayed delivery. They have angry faces and all the arrows and the AI generated, thumbnails, which I've used for this in the past. But these are obviously very exploitative ones to go along with the, full caps headlines. And then when you watch the video, the big incident is teased, but they never get to it. It's buried under loads of box office sats and recycled treats and speculation and just loads of crap. And in the Supergirl case, there is not a single video or mention of a video or mention of him being booed at all that I've come across on social media. There might have been a minor audience reaction. Someone might have gone boo when he came on stage or something. That might have been about it. There is zero that I found. Correct me if I'm wrong if you find a video purporting this, but I haven't found anything at all. And the third tactic is they exploit real context while twisting it. Yes, Supergirl, we know, had a challenging box office run. It's moved to digital release and DVD quickly. There's been a legitimate discussion about performance, fan reception. Was it the right film to go in the next step? I don't think it has collapsed or affected his cinematic universe at all. Clayface, the trailer and early review buzz is really high. Everyone's looking forward to the new Superman film. The trailers for Lanterns have gone down a storm. So, Marvel had a box office hiccup with Iron Man 2. It's not the end of the DC cinematic universe, and people are just being overly dramatic, again, for clicks. But Underperformed expectations do not turn into it was a total disaster, destroying the DC universe, as I've said. And it ties into some sort of fabricated personal humiliation, which really, really irritates me. Now, this case highlights the bigger issue in fandom, not just comics, how quickly inaccuracies spread into hardened facts. We're all passionate about the things that we love. And that is the beauty of them. The fact that there's so much DC content that I get to talk about in these videos is absolutely amazing to me. But the passion plus social media algorithms creates these weird echo chambers, the world we live in now. And a video gets traction, if fans share it on X or whatever. I'm not on Facebook or X, so I don't know, but I imagine so. And it's like, did you see Gunn get booed? It was hilarious. And then all of a sudden people are commenting it. And on Mike Zero's videos, people were commenting on it as though it had occurred, even though I found zero evidence that it occurred, because they're just taking his word for it. It's an absolutely bizarre world we live in. And some of the common inaccuracies were like you get a mixing of a reaction at an event at a Comic-Con panel, and then it gets blown up into this massive, tsunami of hatred and vitriol. You know, assuming every studio comment or box office number is part of a grand conspiracy or damage control instead of just normal promotion. Films succeed or they fail. It just happens. And bias meets confirmation bias. If somebody already dislikes a project, an organization, a label, a movie, a director, they're more likely to believe that it was a complete disaster and share the dramatic version anyway. And yes, I've heard the stories about there was some possible conflict between Craig Gillespie and James Gunn and Peter Safran behind the scenes. Okay, it's not the first time it's ever happened on a comic book movie or otherwise, and it will not be the last. Superhero fandoms like DC, especially Marvel, Star Wars, the stakes always seem really personal, and directors like James Gunn just become lightning rods for it, don't they? One underperformed film like Supergirl has turned into the death of the universe narratives. And these extreme stories always seem to come from a really small number of channels who are chasing revenue rather than actual facts and journalism. Mike Zero being a prime example. The takeaway for us, I think, about scrolling comment sections, be skeptical. I'm now really skeptical. And I scroll through them like everyone else does because I find it interesting to see what people have said. And some of the stuff I'm like, really? And then when I do a bit of digging about a certain subject that's perhaps quite passionate to me, I find that either it is true or it's absolute nonsense and there's no truth in it at all. And like I said, in regards to these James Gunn boos, Supergirl boos, all of this stuff, there's not a single video or person who's posted from Comic-Con who said that happened. Might have happened. No one's posted it. So just be skeptical, cross-reference, ask if it's something you're really passionate about. You're a Marvel fan or a DC fan or Star Wars. Don't just take people like Mike Zero's word for it that these things happened, nor the people who follow him in the comments, because usually he's just doing it for clicks and financial revenue. That is it. Ask yourself, where's the primary source? Where's the video proof? Did reputable outlets report it? I've learned to treat YouTube titles like advertisements, not headlines, because I've found since I've started doing my own podcasts, there's a difference between the two. Because our fandom thrives when we discuss like the strengths, the weaknesses, opinions openly, and that is like really important. What works, what doesn't, what we like, what we don't. That's all fantastic conversation to get into. But not when we let clickbait start manufacturing drama that didn't happen. James Gunn, there's no evidence he was dramatically booed off stage at Comic-Con. Yes, Supergirl had its challenges. As far as I can tell, these viral stories about Supergirl and James Gunn at San Diego Comic-Con are just manufactured smoke and there's no truth behind them. So as far as I'm concerned, it's like case closed, no matter what people like Zero said, for now, unless somebody finds something else. What do you think? Are there clickbait stories you've fallen for before? Let me know in the comments if there is anything that's actually, strung you in, like that, reeled you in, that kind of thing. And maybe we can explore it next time. And if you enjoy these videos and my discussions on comments, as always, as they say, please click the like button and please subscribe. But more than that, I just do this because I enjoy sharing my passion with anyone else who might be interested. And the fact that you might even have taken a few minutes to watch this video, thank you very much. Have a nice day. If you're in the UK, enjoy the nice weather. If you're elsewhere in the world, whatever time it is when you get up, enjoy the nice weather. See you later.